So welcome back. We are ready to go with the next part of the project. The next thing we want to do is kind of make this little heart look much nicer. So if you look over here in our layers, you'll see that we have two layers so far. We have our shape layer, which is the heart, and the background layer. You'll notice that the shape layer is different than what you're used to. There's the color red, and then the shape. The shape is basically what the shape is, and this is the fill color, what color the shape is filled with. We're going to make some cool effects. We're going to add some cool effects to our shape. So we're going to go ahead and double click right here in the shape area. Remember, if you double click on the name, that'll rename it, and you generally want to click right in the area that you see my mouse in. So double click there, and once you double click, you'll get your layer styles options box, and we're going to make some cool effects here. So what we want to do to the heart is give it some kind of cool 3D kind of gradient. So let's go over here to gradient overlay, and you're going to go over here to the gradient box once more, and this time we're going to have 3 stops. It's going to be a pink or kind of salmon color to a light bright pink to kind of a darker pink. So let's start with the first stop. Just double click, and over here we're going to choose our kind of salmon color. The code that I want you to use, this is the one that they had used when I first learned this online, and I kind of like the colors that they chose, so we're going to use the same ones, is F87166B. And that should give you kind of a salmon pink color. Click OK there, and we're going to add a stop. So this is stop 1, and we're going to make a stop right in the middle. So don't click on the little diamond shape, but click right next to it to add another stop, and double click that one, and we're going to do the bright pink color. The code you would use for that is E7006E, and click OK there. You can already see the heart kind of looking pretty cool. The last one is to double click on the white color, and we're going to type in the code for this darker purplish color, A30051, and click OK there. That should give you the color purple. So there you have it. You're going to click OK there, and we're going to make a few changes here, but not too many. One of the changes we're going to do is we're going to have the style, we're going to leave that as linear, but over here where it says angle, we're going to change that to, say, 0. So that way the color is going from bright to dark, from left to right. And we're also going to increase the scale just as before. So just take that up to 150 and click OK. So that looks pretty neat. It looks different than just a regular heart. The next thing we're going to also do is we're going to have our heart fade away a little bit. So I don't want it to be so dark. I'm going to go over here, and we're going to change the opacity. The layer opacity is basically how much you can see through it. The lower the opacity, the more see-through it is, and the higher the opacity, the less see-through it is. So think of it like you're trying to make it look like Jello. So highlight this 100 here, and we're going to change it from 100% to just 10%. And right away you'll notice that your heart became very transparent. I'm also going to change the size a bit. I'm going to hit the key Control on the keyboard and T like Tom to transform my heart. From here, if I hold Shift, I can resize it to make it smaller or bigger, and I can also rotate it by going to the outside and doing a rotation. So I'm not going to tell you what to do exactly here. It's your choice, but we're going to be making lots of hearts, so it's your choice what position you want it to be in and what size. Once you're done, you want to get rid of this bounding box, otherwise the computer won't let you do anything else. So make sure you push enter to get rid of the bounding box. And once we're done there, we're going to make another heart. The easiest way is just to make a duplicate of this guy. So if you go over here to your layers panel, I can click the layer, drag it down to the new layer button, and let go. That made shape 1 copy. And now I have 2 shapes here. Now you can't tell, but there are 2 shapes. There's one on top of the other. So if I go up here to my move tool and move my heart, you'll see that there's a second one now. So I'm going to hit Control T to transform it. This time I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and maybe rotate it in a slightly different direction and put that heart here. The only difference now is once I'm done reshaping it or resizing it, I'll push enter and I'm going to go over here to opacity and change the opacity to 15 and push enter. So now my opacity is a little bit higher. It's a little bit darker now. I'm going to make another copy of this heart and drag it to the new layer button. That's our new heart we just made. Let go. And I just made a copy of this small heart we just made here. Drag it somewhere else. Transform it with Control T. Rotate it some other way. I'm going to rotate this one maybe here and make it smaller. And push enter. And by the way, don't forget to hold shift as you're resizing things, otherwise you'll get these weird lopsided things and they'll be too narrow or too wide. So there you have it. We just resized it and I pushed enter. I'm going to go back and change the opacity to 10. So hopefully you're noticing a pattern. The first heart was 10, the second heart was 15, and now we're back to 10 for the third one. We're going to make another copy. Go over here, move it. Hit Control T to transform it and rotate it. Push enter when you're ready and change the opacity to 15. So the first one was 10, 15, 10, 15, and now we're going to do another one which, as you may guess, is going to have an opacity of 10 when I'm ready. So I'm going to move it. Maybe this time I'll make a smaller heart. Rotate it. Oops. Let's undo that there. Rotate it. And you'll notice that I only resize it with the corner ones, not the side ones, because these are what make it lopsided. So you don't want that. So make sure you're only using the corners and holding shift as you do so. Once I push enter, I'm going to go over here, change the opacity to 10. And I'm going to do this for a while. You can do this about 10 times until you kind of get a cool effect. But just put some hearts around your area and you should be set. So I'm not going to bore you by doing it over and over, but I'm going to do this for a while, and then when you come back for the next part you'll see the result, and in the meantime you can make a whole bunch of hearts for yourself. You're not limited by doing 10 of these. You can do more if you'd like. That's up to you, and just play around with it, put them in different positions, and we'll see how it comes out. We'll see you in part 2.